Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to show you how to get this kind of bubbly, ethereal type effect in creating a card background. And I will show you in another video how to do this part. But anyway, let me show you what you're gonna need. Okay, so first you're gonna need paper. Yeah, need some paper. And I'm going to take my Accent Opaque white 110-pound cardstock from Amazon, and I'm going to cut 4 panels from it. So I'm going to take the 8.5-inch side and cut it at 5.5, and then 4 1/4. And you can do this with any size card. This is just typically the size that I make. There's my paper. Get that out of the way. You're gonna need gel plate. And this one is not clean because I messed up my last video. So I have to start over. So I'm gonna clean it off. And I like to clean it with some hand sanitizer because it just wipes away easier. Seems to get most of the goobers off. Now let me warn you in advance, this is a messy process. So you could wear gloves or you could just not be messy like me, but hey, what can I say? You're gonna need a piece of paper to brayer off your mess. Gonna need a stencil. We're gonna use this one today. We're gonna do one with and without a stencil. You're going to need ink, and it doesn't matter what kind of ink you use, so long as it's a water-soluble ink. So we're going to start today with Oxide and then finish off with the dye ink from Hurley. So you'll need your Oxide inks, and I'm going to go with, let's go with the new one. Where is she? Oh, I lost it already. Oh, here it is. Salvage Patina. Yep, that's the popular one right now. And I'm just gonna lay it on a couple spots. And then I'm gonna come in with some, we'll go with, I don't want purple. You wanna stay kind of light in color. Let's go with peacock feathers. Spread that around. You're gonna need your brayer. I've got this brayer, it's a Holtz Ranger. And you're gonna want to kind of just brayer. And Jennifer McGuire has a really good video on millions of different techniques with using oxides on your jelly plate. And then clean off your brayer by brayering off. I think I use more of my brayered off paper than I do regular paper. Okay, so now that we've got that, the next thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and mix our white acrylic paint. And I'll make a new mix. You can see I got a bunch going here, but they're all nearly empty. And I'm gonna put just a dab in. Dab. And I'm going to add quite a bit of water. I just use it with my sprayer, I don't care. And my fan brush, which is in water. Make sure, y'all, because you're using acrylic paint, to put your brush in water when you're done. And we'll mix it up. And a lot of it gets stuck to the brush right there. The main point of mixing this up with water is so that the water reacts with the Oxide inks. And next you're just gonna take and tap this on. Now the closer you tap, the bigger taps you get, the bigger blobs, whatever. And the farther away, the smaller. But you want quite a few because you want to make those fun little cells. And you can kind of see it reacting. And so now that I've got that on there, I'm going to place my cardstock on. I'm going to grab a paper towel and just push that in. With my paper towel. And there we've got all those beautiful little blobbies. Okay, great blobs. Love my blobs. Okay, so next, I'm gonna come in with my stencil. And I'm gonna go ahead and use purple again. And what I wanna do is I wanna just take my ink blender and the ink I want and just go in a couple of spots and kind of push that in, staying away from the edges. So you see I've just got it in a couple of spots there. Flip it over, lay it down on the plate. Take your paper towel and push it in. Lift it off carefully, and then you're going to lay your card base on there, push it in. Pull it up, and see, I got an edge there. I'm just not careful enough, but that's okay. You can blend in the edges, trim it off, leave it, who cares. You can also take your white acrylic and do even more spots. You see I'm doing, especially around my little mistake area. Would be great if there were full-size stencils of this one, but there just aren't. And I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and dry that a bit. Be right back. Okay, I've got that pretty dry. I'm gonna do a final touch on there, and I'm gonna get some pearlies going. In order to do that, I'm gonna take my paintbrush, dip it in the water, clean off the acrylic, maybe wipe some of this up real quick before it gets stuck because it is acrylic. Sorry about the squeaky noise. I don't know. I find that noise very satisfying. Just, I know things are clean or might be clean. And I'm going to take my perfect pearls. I'm going to choose a color here. I think I like that gumball. Let's go with iris. Okay. I'm going to take my iris right here. And I'll just take a little tool and scoop a little bit out. Oop. That's too much. I'll scoop a tiny bit out. Now, if you were smart, you would have used one of your mixie thingies like I just had, but I'm not smart, so I didn't. I'm just gonna get some water in that. Isn't that a pretty color? I'm gonna get my brush, kind of dab it off a little, mix that up. And I'm going to go ahead and drop on some of this color. You can't see it real well on light colors, but it does give it a sparkle and shine. And I don't want to waste any of that. I'll take my fan brush and just tap some on randomly for the fun of it. And there you've got kind of a light, I'm trying to get this in focus. I'm using my iPhone, I'm not used to it. Okay, well, I'm not used to any of this, but there's that one. Now let me show you one with some dye ink because it's really super cool. Let me go ahead and rinse off my brush. I'm gonna just flip this over, and I'm gonna go in with, let me make sure this is in frame. Let me turn it that way. There we go. I'm gonna go in with Simon Hurley's Game Over. It's my only Simon Hurley pad, but I did order the full set, so I'm waiting for that to come from Ranger. I just can't say enough about Ranger inks. I just think they're really high quality. And I'm going to take my brayer and make sure it's cleaned off and just brayer that up a little bit. Not too much, not necessary. I'm going to go in with my white and my fan brush. And I'm going to get some pretty good plops on here. Look how nice this ink reacts to water. I want to make sure it's nice and even all around. Well, it doesn't have to be even. That's not even the point, is it? Okay. Put that back in the water. Grab my piece of paper. Lay my paper on. A paper towel on it because we're working with red. Usually I don't, I just get it all over my hands. You guys know me. If you ever see me with clean hands, it's because I haven't been having fun. Okay, get ready for the reveal. Ta-da! Isn't that amazing? Now would I really want to throw a stencil on there? I don't think I would, unless it were tone on tone. What is that goober? I just think that is cool. I can't wait to get the rest of my Simon Hurley inks. Now I have not tried this with the Tim Holtz Distress inks, but whatever. Let's see, what stencil would I use? I definitely don't want to use the bubble stencil because I'm not having the best of luck with it. Maybe I will go tone on tone. And let's see here. I want to grab an ink blender, finger blender tool here. And I'm going to just go in, just so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna go in with this, and I'm just going to be more careful this time about where I put my bubbly boobs. I want some of the big ones, but I definitely want the smaller ones. Okay, and then I'm going to move my card, move this back over where you can see it. Lay this on here. Lay my paper towel. Press it down. Carefully lift off. And then take my card. Press it in. Yeah, see, it didn't really show up at all. I can't see it at all. Guess you'd have to go darker. I don't know. Whatever. Let's try it darker. Let me go darker. Let's just go all out. Brayer some ink on that thing. I probably just didn't have enough ink. And what I'm going to get is an awful edge, but I can make this into a mini slimline. That's one thing these are great for. Okay, I've laid my ink on this side. I'm going to turn it over, lay it down there, press it in. Maybe I had it on the wrong side. You never know with me. You guys heard me sit there complaining about my stamps not stamping. I had my platform turned for rubber stamps. Ooh. Oh yeah, so you can kind of see the pattern on there. Let's see if it actually turns up. ahead and just use my brayer to press that down and clean off my brayer all in one turn. All right, ready? Here we go. Ah, yeah, I mean, it kind of shows up. I kind of like that. So it just added a little bit more dimension. You can definitely see the edge there, but added a little bit more interest. So one more piece of interest is you could flex some gold in there. Where's my gold perfect pearls? The world may never know. I just was using them, so you know how that goes. Where'd you go? Oh, here they are. And this time I am going to throw it into one of these little wells. And a little scoopy, there it is. Scoop some into that little well. Mix in some water. See, this way it can kind of keep it contained and get more water. Before I was kind of just spreading it around. There we go. Ah, go ahead and knock it over. Let's get my brush, dab it off, grab some gold. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna get nice and close to it. Get some big blobs on there. And get far away, get some tiny ones. There we go. Hey. So, should dry pretty quickly. Some of them aren't dry. I don't want to jumble the card too much, but let's see if I get better light on it for you without dropping everything. I don't know if you can see the sparkle from the gold. Oh, cool. Anyway, that's all for today. Unless you want to come over and clean up this mess, but thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.